trying to incorporate communities, it's a difficult task. I wasn't involved in Fayette. I'm not sure that that's going forward, but I was involved in one of the earlier two municipalities that were actually incorporated. And it was kind of interesting to sit there because listening to what the esteemed council has said, Avon can't exist. It didn't happen. Because we dealt with all of these things. Much of what Doug and I know each other for 30 we took understand that he's normally everywhere, right? And no? Who is? How do you office? Well, in a lawyer's office, because I was involved in him, we know him pretty well. And I listened to him talk a lot about our business plan, which was put together by Trey Garrett, who actually at one point did some of your business work, so we thought he was okay. And what Doug said, well, if this isn't true, if that isn't true, then, and of course, we all know that these had wings. And if we don't trust about it, still, we'd be dead. So much of what I heard tonight was talking about things that didn't exist. And I was particularly curious that it doesn't seem part of the reason for the borrow which is there. It doesn't seem that what's been acknowledged here is the actual sequence of events that occurs after you incorporate a town. If this town is actually incorporated by the commissioners, its first town council will not come into existence until the first election following the incorporation. And that first town council takes its seat on November the 30th of the year in which that election is held. Officially, then, the town really begins its action in the following year. But as any of you who have been involved in this finance know, the budget for any given year is arranged in the year before. So the first year that the town is actually in existence, it doesn't have any money. It gets a little motor vehicle highway money, it gets a little alcohol and tobacco money, it gets a little bit of gas, and it doesn't have its general property tax levy. The first time it goes before the PLCS is the first year that it's in existence, which means it's got to finance its entire first year somehow. It gets its tax rate in the following year. So it doesn't see any money at all from the general revenue fund or from property taxes in the first year. That's where they're going. So when you kind of fuzz over that issue, you either, number one, have not understood the way the process works, or you kind of fuzz the figures. Now, as far as some other things are concerned, what constitutes reasonable growth, I don't know. And that's something that the statute talks about, but I couldn't remember. First of all, for statute, the law is very, very clear. When the town is incorporated, it's only in the planning stage with the county until the town adopts its comprehensive seats, its plan commission for its own wheels, adopts its comprehensive plan, and then adopts its first zoning ordinance. At that point, and not until that point, the county continues, especially the county continues its zoning plan. The other question is state law has a provision in it that allows any government entity to enter into a federal agreement with any other government entity on a general basis to provide any service that the two governmental entities themselves have jurisdiction to provide. In addition, zoning and planning has particular provisions depending upon the nature of the zoning and planning in the county or its advisory area for cooperation between communities and the county on zoning and planning. So these are things which are strictly questions of state law that are there and they're easy to deal with. The other things in terms of how maintain the roads in the municipality and picking up the local roads and street funds. They've actually, my understanding is, continue to do that. Same thing with the county sheriff. Well, the interesting thing is when you create a municipality, the county tax rate doesn't drop. So inside the figures, notwithstanding you have your own police department, you're actually paying for sheriff's coverage in your county tax rate. So while the sheriff typically stops at your borders, you're actually still paying. Now, my understanding is the sheriff is created and on the sheriff agreed to continue. That's the provision of services until the town got up and running. Now, when you create a town, statutorily, you have a marshal. One of the sort of interesting things about this particular community, and I'm going to run out of time before I can get each of the points that I'm seeing here, but one of the interesting things in this community is that the homeowners associations provide considerable security for the area. So we have a sort of a quasi-police force in their name, and once we get a marshal in place, one of the things that can be done depending upon what happens is we're talking about we want contracts. I mean, we can't have contracts until we can sit down and talk about it. County officials have other things to do than talk about hypothetical things that are not going to happen until the year after next. When we're talking about specifics, they have given us various assurances and we trust them because we trust them. So we have to set up that is going to move forward. And in this particular situation, you as a county officials have considerable commercial running up and down the nation line commercial. And your police department can tell you, that much of the police service is involved in dealing with things like shoplifting and other types of criminal activity, but there is a commercial. Guys doesn't have that. The other thing when you're talking about, or when you're trying to talk about the cost of things like fire service, Geist, walking farm, fires, many fires that are basically like deteriorating buildings, careless people who have to use faces because this wasn't. Geist is a community of well-maintained, upscale homes that I would think that the fire service would find relatively little demand for service. So Geist is providing services or is planning on services for the Geist area, not the fishers. They don't have any conversion. They're not going to have any shoplifters. They're not going to have running up and down 36, they don't really know, except I suspect it's the same up and down 37. But those commercial areas, Christmas time, every time, serve as a country hall that bring the bears and criminals looking for easy victims. We don't have that kind. So our police service requirements are all over, and we would expect them to go. In addition, while many police services find it difficult to deal with reserves who are part-time police officers, it takes a lot of them. Sometimes they want to be cops, so you have to be careful who you bring in. But in the case of the Geist community, this is quite possible for the marshal service in the Geist area to contract and to bring in people who are already in the contract and they are full-time law enforcement officers, and they would be technically, as far as Geist is concerned, reserve officers. Typically, reserve officers do not get paid when you supply them with a car, when you supply them with the equipment that they need to operate. Geist